I'm going to give people a moment to come in so we can start this awesomeness. So hello, my name is Ronda Barnes, and for those who do not know me, I am an inspirational speaker. I am a life coach. My job is to help you break through and get focused on life, to get focused, to live and be the best person that you can be. I am excited to be here because we will be talking about this year's Refuel Recharge conference, which will be on March 31st. And so I'm excited to speak with one of the speakers. This will be the first speaker of I'm going to showcase the speakers throughout this month. But I'm excited to have our first speaker on with us tonight. Her name is, hey Joanne, how you doing? Her name is Miss Tonya Jefferson Lynch, and I'm going to go ahead and add her right now so that she can be a part of this. Yes. Anytime now.
Hey.
Hey, beautiful. How you doing?
You? I'm great. I'm sorry if it's kind of dark in here. You know, I have so many kids at the hideaway, so.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm so excited. I thank you for being a part of this. Just to start off, just to let you guys know, this woman is phenomenal, okay? I am so honored that she chose to be a part of this conference. She is making waves in the community. She is an inspiration to many, and she is a champion. I'm not going to give y'all everything because you're going to have to come to the conference, but if you don't mind, Tonya, can you just kind of tell the people who you are, what you're about, and how phenomenal you are?
Oh, cool. Well, you did a great job. So, hello, everyone. I am Tonya Jefferson Lynch, and I do a lot of things. But as I mentioned earlier, it's a little dark because I'm hiding away in my room away from the many, many children. So, I'm a wife and a mother. But I am an entrepreneur. I am the owner of JG Media and J-Girls Style Solutions. And I'm also the founder of the Black Light Project, which is a nonprofit, and it's also a documentary, film, and photography project. So I do a lot of things, and I'm also employed by the state. That's pretty cool, but I do a lot of different things. So you'll get a chance to know me tonight, hopefully.
Yes. So thank you so much for that. So just so we get started, because I love to ask questions. The first thing I want to ask you is, this theme of this year's Refuel Recharge Conference is the Year of the Champion. So what is a champion, and what does it mean to champion on behalf of others?
Well, okay, so some of you watching, you may or may not be my friend on Facebook, and if you are, great. You may have seen a post that I put up, maybe an hour ago, and it was about having this mental toughness, and it was quite comical. I was making food. The cheese wasn't here. It was in another car. It wasn't in the car that was available. My kids spilled fettuccine all over the floor, and just suddenly I didn't have the stuff for the sauce I was making, and I wanted to have a meltdown. And it just reminded me, and I didn't. I decided I was not going to have a meltdown over that. And I stay in my lane and I make some decisions about what was going to happen, revamp the recipes, whatever. So when I think of a champion, I'm thinking of someone, no matter where they are, no matter what stage they are in life, there are people who fight past the urge to give up. They're fighting past the difficulties that life has built into it. I mean, that was nothing significant that took place necessarily, but it was something that had enough energy that actually almost brought tears to my eyes because I was very frustrated. And so when I think about a champion, I think about people who are fighting through. So what happens is once you discover you are strong enough and you have something to offer, and life stops being about your center, you start reaching out into other areas, and then you become champion to other people. It's this natural progression. It's like once we get centered, okay,
Right.
I know who I am. I can handle this. I can do this. Then we start reaching out into our community. We start reaching back and seeing how we can, make some waves in some other way. So
Absolutely. See, that's awesome, like I said, because I was listening to what you said about the small things that could cause a meltdown.
mhm.
And so often, if we are not aware and in tune with who we are, and even those things, being aware of the internal pieces in us that are triggers. Because for some, that thing could have been something that blew up and affected everybody in the house. You know
Right.
how it gets sometimes. But being aware of yourself and being aware of your environment to be able to say, okay, look, let me bring it in. Let me
Right.
make sure that, I don't allow myself to, spill over to others. So that's phenomenal. So another thing that just following in line with what you're saying. So as a champion, I know you do things, you champion, and I want you to talk a little bit about the Black Lives Project because I think
Okay.
it is fun. But you are a champion for
Thank you.
yes, but you are a champion and you fight for others, and that's something that is this conference is all about because as a person who fights, because that's what you said. Once you step outside of who you are and you begin to fight for others, then you're able to see the need. So
Right.
talk to me about the need that you saw. Well, talk to them about the Black Light Project first, and then the need that you saw within that to
Okay.
do the program.
Well, hopefully, the Black Light Project, like I said, is a documentary. It's also a photography project. We highlight the the everyday, the beautiful, wonderful stories of Black males. In that documentary, it lasts about an hour. And then, of course, we have 19 pieces of photography that accompany that. We recently had a screening at Koinonia Christian Center for Black History Month, and that was wonderful. We have several lined up for the rest of 2018. But what inspired me is I'm the mom of 5 Black sons. I'm a wife. My dad. I'm close to my dad. I mean, I have so many Black males that are friends, co-workers, students. I work at ECU. I'm with students all the time. And I feel that when I turn on the news, when I go to media, they don't get a fair shake for who they are. They really get lumped into hairstyles, clothing styles, music, and some type of criminalization. They're criminals on some level. They're wrong on some level. They get the baby daddy stuff. They get the thug stuff. They get that. And so I didn't want that to be the story for my sons because I know them. Like my dad is a great dad. My brother, he's a good father. He's a good husband. He's a good person. And so I wanted just to make something where people had an opportunity to have, like, first I wanted Black men to know that they're appreciated and they're loved. And they need that because, like Black women, we're in a society that doesn't tell us that we're not welcome to the party all the time. And I want them to feel welcome. And I want to say that from a sister to a brother. Listen, I love you. I see you. You're out here doing the doggone thing, and I believe in you. We know it,
Yes, yes.
and the society tells us we don't get along. Yes, we do get along. Yeah, we have issues like everybody else, but I have your back. And I wanted to say that. And I wanted them to know and feel that many sisters feel that. I have to say, especially to my ladies watching, thank you. Because my biggest supporters have been Black women. They
Yes,
have
yes.
really been like, yeah, even if I don't, even if I don't have the best relationship with, my ex or whatever, I know this person who's great. Well, he's not so bad. May not be doing this, but he's doing that. And you begin to say, I'm going to tease out the good. And they've really been really supporting. They push this movement as it's been historically. Black women push the movements. We fuel those movements. And I consider the Black Light Project to be a movement. And I'm thankful to my sisters. And we got a project coming up real soon for our sisters. But they have been the fuel. And they have made this project really, really relevant in the way that they've supported it. So,
See, and that's why I say you're a champion. And that's the beautiful thing. And I'm glad you said thank you to the sisters because there is a stigma about Black women that we don't get along, or that we're not, we're always clashing and at each other's throats and we can't work together. And that is not true. And
No.
so that's something I know that is on my heart for this year, really making sure that we dispel those myths that not even just Black women, women in general, we can get along, we can work together, we are all needed in some capacity. So I think that is awesome. So, okay, so this year's conference, you know what I do. Look, everything I do is Jesus. Okay. So talk to me about how, your relationship with Christ has inspired your walk, because I know you didn't just wake up in this place where you are to overcome. So how has your life and your relationship with Christ caused you to champion and overcome in this process?
Well, for me, I grew up in church, and I grew up in St. John Baptist Church, Farmville, North Carolina. My Reverend Joe Dixon, on and on.
Yes.
And I thank my parents for that, because it set some guidelines in that I've been able to go back to. But you grow up, you do crazy stuff, and you live a crazy life. And I was fortunate to be introduced to Pastor Rosie O'Neill, through her ministry. And her ministry was so real to me. About, yes, Deanna, St. John girl, yes. But it was so real to me. The ministry spoke to being flawed, and that's what Jesus came. That's why he came.
Right.
Like, what's the point of Jesus if we're perfect?
Right. Exactly.
Right. And that he really could be touched by the feeling of my infirmity. You know what I'm saying? He could be touched by my infirmity. He could feel that. He knew what it was like to be me. He knew what it was like to be somehow to be a single mother. And because of that ministry, it changed me from religion to relationship. Right. And so I have a relationship with Jesus. He is my all in all. And then I have a relationship with the Holy Spirit, and we commune via tongues. And I believe in that. Yeah. And so my relationship with Christ was about getting to know me. Recently, she taught on Grace for It. And if you don't have that series, it's a great series. I used to wonder, I'm a child of divorce. I was a single mom. I've been in an abusive relationship. I've been divorced myself. And I used to wonder, why me? And I was trying to have a conversation not too long ago. And I was trying to explain but I could go through that. I could do that. And she revealed, and it came so clear to me, I'm graced for that. God graced me to be able to go through that and to turn around and say, you can do this too. This is what God did for me. Because truth be told, if I really think about it, I'm not the one that should be loving on Black men. I've had some bad relationships. Me and my dad, me and my dad, a rough patch. In my early 20s, we did. And God healed that. Like I said, I'm divorced. I've gone through some things, even with my male son, they're males, of course, but even with my sons. And so in many ways you would think, why would you want to do something to speak to males in that way? Because God is a healer. He heals our diseases. And so when I did the project and everything that I do, it's not so much that nothing about it is about notoriety or anything. That just is a byproduct. Any like this is just a byproduct of what God called me to do. I just know he's using every chapter of my life to really be a champion in this world, to say to people who've been through what I've been through, who've seen the days I've seen, to say there is a better day ahead. And if anything this world needs right now is someone to look at them for real and say,
yes, I love it.
Real talk, sis. I know what it's like when that EBT card gets fined. Like, because you thought you had $7.53 and you only got, you know what I mean? I know. I've been there. I know, brother, what it's like to have a rough relationship with your baby mom or where the kids. I know these things. So my relationship with Christ has grounded me, and that
Yeah.
I have access to the Spirit, and through the Spirit, I know what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, and He's
Yeah.
established me His purpose. And so here I am. I just asked Him. I said, "Give me you." I
Right.
step back. You step forward, and the
Right.
rest is it will be what it is. And so that Jesus is everything to me. You won't separate me.
Yes. And that's, I think you said some very phenomenal things. That's why I love you. One, because you're real. And in order for us to make it, you have to be real. You got to be real with yourself. You have to be real with others. And that's what this conference is about. It's about, and that's why it's intimate, because it's about getting real. Being in an environment where you can be real, raw, and relevant to your circumstances and get that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from people who have walked the walk. Now, how many kids do you have, Tonya?
We're 8.
Okay,
8.
so for those who are watching, who may feel like because you have kids, you can't do, that's not true. For those who feel like because you've had bad daddy issues or hard relationships and all of that, you can't, that's a lie. One thing that is phenomenal that you will see, not just with Miss Lynch, but with everybody that is a part of this conference, is one, they've championed, but everybody went through a healing process, whether it was with our father or, children, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, everybody is. So that's one of the things that we'll focus on in the conference too, because that's necessary. Yes, Herlene. Yes, Miss Ann Carr. She's another one of the speakers. But it's necessary for you to go through that healing process so that you can bring somebody else through. I will guarantee to you, because I've been through some conferences, that you will not experience people who are still stuck in their bitterness. Because that does not help anybody get anywhere. These are women, and men, you're invited too. Because again, one of the things that Miss Lynch said is that we undergird each other. And that's the sound of this time, I believe, especially for this year, that we support and undergird each other. Men, women, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. So before we end, what would you say, Ms. Lynch, to those potential individuals who are wondering whether or not they should come to this conference?
Certainly. Well, listen, not necessarily because of me, but you have a wonderful panel. And women, as women, we do need places to refuel, recharge, refresh. I think I got them all. I got them all. Re. And it's, again, I feel a sense of village there. I feel a sense of village, and we need that because, again, the messages sent to us aren't always positive. So I encourage you to come and hear from women, and you may find a story like yours. And even if it's not your story and you're in a great place and you feel good and you feel refreshed, refueled, and recharged, you may have a friend who's not. And God needs you there to stand in the gap for that person and to glean some information that you can take back to someone else. And don't ever forget that again, she just said champion. Often our championship is found in the way that we reach out and connect to our brothers and sisters, but in this case, our sisters. Hey, even what you may glean from it, you can help your brothers. So I would say definitely come out. It's going to be a great time. It's just, I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. I love my sisters. I post that all the time. I truly love my sisters. So I can't wait to see you and meet you there. I mean, make sure you come see me, hug me. I hope to see whomever. I'm excited about it.
Well, thank you for tonight. Thank you for your time. I tell you, I won't hold you all night. But thank you so much. And we're going to end now, but I do want to remind you guys, you can get your tickets. You can go to bit.ly/R, C 2018. So that's bit.ly/RRC in all caps 2018. Or you can go to my website, www.rondasbarnes.org. You can purchase your tickets there. The space is intimate on purpose. One of the things that I believe, and I feel wholeheartedly, is that so often we have been showcased by people with the wrong intent. Our desire is to be free, and sometimes we can be exploited. My whole perspective of everything I do is to create that safe environment for people to be free, to be open, and to receive whatever it is they need to receive, so that they can walk in their best life. And so, like I said before, the space will be intimate. This will be an intimate sessions. I will not have a lot of tickets on purpose, because I feel like people need to be touched. Sometimes you need a hug. Sometimes you need to know that people love you and you want to connect. So that's what the focus is. So I appreciate you guys for watching tonight. I will see you again next Tuesday, same time. And we will have another one of the speakers as well that week too. So thank you guys for tuning in, and you have a blessed night. And thank you, Miss Lynch.
Good night.
Good night.